Hello, my name is Knighted Duck, and today I'll tell you the 5 golden rules of Defend the Train. I hope you enjoy my first video. The first and most important golden rule is to stay at the back of a train. Going to the front of a train will only make the medic's job harder, decrease the longevity of your team, and being taken as a complete noob. While there are exceptions to this rule, for example, if it's a combat train or if the back has gone up in flames, I would recommend following the more experienced players in the lobby. To be short, if you run to the very front of a train as the first thing you do, we will take you as a complete noob. The second golden rule is to change your class according to the game's needs. During regular stages, you should try to balance the amount of players who play damage classes. In other words, you should try to keep the amount of gunslingers and psychos equal. However, if it's an irregular stage, like Tunnel or Frozen North, then you should change your class according to the game's needs. You can see what class is needed by checking the UI at the top of your screen, and change according to what is needed. We will talk about boss stages later in the video, as they are different. Duh! For medics, I like to follow the 3-to-1 ratio. For every 3 damage classes you should have 1 medic. There's nothing more annoying than seeing a lobby full of all of one class, then losing the game at stage 4. Small note here, damage classes aren't as relevant to balance as medics. You can have 1 gunslinger and 4 psychos and still do relatively well, like this footage. However, medics are the most important class to balance in this game. Having none, you will lose. Having too many, you will still lose. The third golden rule is to prepare for bosses. Once you reach a boss stage, I like to set up 3 roles needed for the boss. The damage role, the medic role, and the minion role. For Bandit Queen, psychos play the damage role. They serve to focus a boss, deal damage, and win the game. The medics play the medic role, to heal the team. Duh. I still like to follow the 3-to-1 ratio for bosses. The final role is a minion role. For Bandit Queen, this is served by the gunslingers. Their goal is to kill the minions that the boss summons and to deal with attacks that has a health bar. For example, the ball that Bandit Queen launches, or if it's senior and junior, the harpoon that attacks the train. You only really need 1 person to play this role. However, in the senior and junior fight, the gunslingers serve a damage role, while the psychos serve a minion role. The psychos should kill the minions at the boss spawns, destroy the machine gun that senior has, or destroy the harpoon that senior launches to damage a train. You should save the minion role for more experienced players because they have more game knowledge, they know what enemies to target, and just general skill. For the new chief fight, it could go either way. This is the newest boss, so I have the least experience and game knowledge about it. However, I would say that both gunslingers and psychos are viable for being the damage class for the boss. However, if you want one class to play the damage role, you have to commit to it. For mini-bosses, the Bandit Enforcer, gunslingers serve as a main damage. However, psychos are completely useless, meaning that the minion role is also useless. I kind of have a problem with this. I wish that they added something for psychos to do, but whatever. For a Ranger trio, you should have gunslingers serve as your damage role, and psychos deal with everything else, like the rockets and Hunter's coffee, which is Hunter's a driver, by the way. For Lieutenant Seals, the same logic for the police chief applies to here. Both gunslingers and psychos can serve as a damage class. However, if you want psychos to be the main damage class, then you have to commit to it, or vice versa. You should still have a minion role for Lieutenant Seals. For example, if you have Gunslinger as a main damage class, Psycho should still be there to take out the drones that Lieutenant Seals sends out. The 4th golden rule is to not forget to buy train upgrades. In the early game, it doesn't matter as much, because the enemies can't do much damage unless you're on hard mode or there are like 2 people in the lobby. Super annoying. However, in the mid to late game, train upgrades become a lot more important, and not buying them could lead to quick losses. In the mid game, you should give about 20 to 35% of your XP for train upgrades. In the latte games, I'm sorry that was in the script, I can't type for crap. In the late game, you should give 50 to 100% of your XP to train upgrades. I would prioritize buying missiles first. However, you should let someone more experienced buy them because they'll know how to get the most use out of it. Then just buy anything else if you don't have enough XP for missiles or if you just have leftover XP. They are all good options, unless doors. Doors is garbage. Not the Roblox game though, that one's kind of fun. Golden Rule 4.5. In settings, you should enable display train health from highlight to always. What this does is constantly show you the health of the train instead of only showing the train health while your cursor is above the train. While this is optional, I highly recommend it. Golden Rule 4.75. Whenever you're upgrading, I would highly recommend to not upgrade bullet speed. If you're experienced, it ruins your muscle memory. However, if you're new, it doesn't allow you to build that muscle memory. I may be a level 25 and making my way up to 30, but I still never upgrade bullet speed. Golden Rule number 5. This is a silly game. This is a goofy game. Don't take this game seriously. It is one of the funniest games out there. I said don't take this game seriously! Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I'm planning on posting more in the future. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe. I'm a new channel, so I want to beat the algorithm someday. I guess today's goal will be make it to 10 likes. 10. Please, guys, can we do that? And since our channel is so small, if you guys have any recommendations, I'll probably do that. I do have ideas, however, I want to listen to the people first. So if you want a certain gun I can talk about, then I can. Or if you want to add your own discussion, then go ahead. But just, I want to keep this friendly, non-toxic place. So, yeah. Thank you for watching my video again, and have a good night.